I'm going to read this article to you for those of you that struggle or have a hard time reading like I do. This is a way for you guys to still hear the article, so go ahead and listen along, follow along on your paper. Arguments Against School Uniforms by Noelle Kohlmueller. Schools have uniform policies to create unity in school dress and promote inclusiveness and safety. Despite these sensible motivations, critics of uniform policies often note mixed results on uniform deterring violence. Furthermore, they point out that policies place limitations on freedom of expression and creativity. Mixed results in discipline. One of the most common arguments against school uniforms is actually a counter to the argument that such a policy limits school violence. Studies and anecdotal reports from schools have been mixed as to whether uniforms actually decrease the incidence of violence. In a January 2012 Family Education article, child psychologist Dr. Alan Heifer suggested that any reductions in violence likely have more to do with a heightened school awareness and discussion of violence. Restricted expression. A major reason students, as well as some parents and educators, don't like uniforms is that they restrict student individuality. Clothing is a major element of a student's personal style and a format for creative expression. Helfer reported that older students especially resent uniform requirements. This criticism is particularly valid if a school wants a creative, expressive culture where students are free to think critically. Uniforms encourage and reflect sameness. High costs. Lower to middle class income earners often argue against the cost of uniforms if families are responsible for covering them. If schools share in or take on the costs, taxpayer dollars typically support uniforms. The argument about costs to families is somewhat mitigated in that families should typically have to buy or obtain other clothes for a student. Another cost factor, though, is the increased burden on administrative staff and faculty to enforce policies. Inter-school conflicts. While uniform policies are intended to create a school unity and deter gang activities, conflicts may arise between students at different schools. Students at a school with uniforms may feel sensitive to jabs and criticism from students at schools where uniform policies don't exist. Additionally, students at schools may look to their particular uniforms as a source of school pride, which may serve as a catalyst for inter-school conflicts if taken to the extreme. Noelle Kohlmueller has been an active business, finance, and education writer and content website developer since 2011. He has been a college marketing professor since 2004. Kohlmueller has additional professional experience in marketing, retail, and small business. He holds a Master of Business Administration from Iowa State University. All right, that's the article.